Hi there, it's Ricky from Moshville Times here once again. Now tonight I'm welcomed by Telford-based band metalcore band Recall the Remains. Tonight we have the vocalist Jacob, we've got bassist vocalist Jordan, we've also got guitarists Elliot and Zach, who also does a wee bit of vocals, and finally we do have the drummer Anthony, who doesn't do any vocals because he can't sing. So, so how have you guys been coping since lockdown? Has everything been okay? Like you and your friends and family been okay? Yeah.
Yeah, I think we've been all right. None of us have had COVID, as far as I'm aware. We've all kept to ourselves. Knock on wood. We've all of us have been working, except for Ant, who was in retail at the time. So,
oh god,
yeah. So he had a boring few months, but yeah, I think we've all been surviving.
Nah, good. I think the whole world's changed. I don't think there'll ever be an office Monday to Friday 9 to 5 ever again. You know, it's absolutely crazy. That's what's been happening. But we're not here to talk about COVID and everything like that. So in March, you got round to releasing your debut EP, Dead Dreams. So how did it feel to finally get your EP out there for the masses to hear? Was the EP planned to come out last year or anything like that? Or what were the plans?
It's been in the pipeline for quite a long time, I think. We were kind of working on it, and we got it to a point where we were able to carry it on in the studio, some of it done without us being there.
Yeah.
And so we were quite lucky with the timing and how it fell. And working with our producer, Tom Gittins from Monochrome Studios, he managed to pull us through it and get the releases just about ready so that we had material to carry us through COVID.
Yeah.
So we were more than anything, we were just really, really lucky.
Yeah.
It was more waiting on the music videos, being able to shoot them and getting like artwork and PR done more than anything.
Yeah, we had that break of lockdown, didn't we, where we just like need to shoot these music videos right now.
Yeah, but we couldn't do anything.
Yeah, so it must have been a relief to finally get it out there, guys, eh?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Good. So,
I think by the time the songs were done, what was it, a year?
Yeah.
A year,
probably
pretty much out the songs.
Yeah, pretty much.
Well, that's what I was going to say, that you guys have been a band since like 2017. So are some of those songs quite old already? And do you have have you been working on new material already?
Yeah, so actually, Our Hell, the last song on the EP, that's a rework of a song I wrote when I was in college. So that was like 11 years old. So that was been waiting for a while. But the other tracks were kind of written more recently. First Inversion was written when Jacob joined the band, and yeah, the others were just kind of in the works from like then, really.
Yeah. So have you been working on new stuff since the beginning of the year, or is it still too early to say you're complete songs?
Oh no, we've been working on new stuff. We've actually been recording again this year, so we might have more new songs at some point soon. Might.
I'm just wondering if this is a Moshville Times exclusive. It's I don't know if you're being a wee bit secretive about it all.
We posted like updates on social media and stuff.
Yeah.
We just haven't released any like official dates.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what are your plans then? Are you thinking of doing like another EP, or do you think you might have enough for an album's worth, for talking sake?
He's asking the questions now.
Oh.
You knew I was going to.
Yeah, so it's going to be an EP.
Okay.
I think.
Unless one of us wins the lottery in like the next 10 months or so.
Yeah, so probably most likely an EP.
Yeah.
A few singles.
I think just carry on the way we're doing things, because it releases, like, with it just being the 6 tracks, it releases a nice little snapshot of the band, and because we're always changing and developing our sound as we get even more used to having Jacob in the lineup and working all that stuff together, it kind of, we have to do it in short bursts, otherwise we'll miss something.
Yeah.
Or it won't be cohesive, at least.
Yeah. But see how you say you've got 6 songs, see if you do another 2 more. That's an album.
Just would love to hear that.
Because it can be, as a reviewer from Moshville Times as well, it can be frustrating. Like you sometimes get a 4-track EP and you think this is absolutely brilliant. Oh, that's over and done with. Whereas, or if you do like a 6-track EP, you can add a couple of songs that'll make it to an album, and you'll have a story, you'll have a beginning, a middle, and an end. But with the way that everything's gone in the world in the last 18 months, I think it might be a better idea, as you guys are saying, about releasing singles and just every couple of months releasing a new song or something like that. Keep the name of Recall the Remains out there. It's an argument whether to do an EP, singles, or an album's worth. Don't know.
No, I think we agree. It takes so long to complete a track anyway. If we were doing, say, 10 or 12 tracks, we would have people essentially waiting for us to release stuff, and it's already quite a delay between just doing 6 songs at a time. So I think it's better for us to take little steps.
Yeah, definitely.
Cool. So you've obviously got new tracks in the works then. How would you say it compares to the debut EP then? And do you think you've now found the sound that you've been looking for?
I don't believe we found the sound we've been looking for, because even with the songs that we've recorded now, they're massively different to the first EP.
Yeah, and we've got even more songs that we've got ideas for that'll probably come on another release. So like Jordan said, we're always evolving. So they're kind of a snapshot of where we are now or over the last year, I guess.
Yeah.
But they're getting close. Probably closer to our optimum sound. They're a bit more aggressive, I'd say.
Good.
Than what we've currently got.
I'd definitely say between on the one of the more later songs that we have played a couple of times live, you've definitely you wrote that song and you just was like, I'm just going to go aggressive and as technical as ever.
Yeah, it's
good. Because I was a wee bit worried that Elliot was bringing out his glam metal influences and stuff like that, but I'm quite happy to hear that you're going the opposite end, you're becoming more aggressive.
We're leaning into the kind of deathcore influences a little bit more because to suit Jacob's voice, but still keeping it melodic, so we don't go away from our sound and blend.
So when were you guys allowed to meet again, and when did you start going back into the rehearsal space?
Like April, wasn't it?
April.
Yeah, it's like end of March, start of April, because we filmed a live set for Unmute Festival, which was a charity event for Tanova's Cancer Care, which happened on the 1st of May. So in April, we recorded a set for that. So we were lucky and we were able to have 1 or 2 rehearsals before we recorded that. But then after that it kind of got a bit stricter again, didn't it, for a bit? So we did that, then nothing for a while. And then
it must have been good though, seeing each other in the rehearsal space, but it must have been who are you again, what instrument do you play? But so being back in the rehearsal space, then who was the guy that was making the most mistakes then?
It's me. It's 100% me.
I don't know. I forgot some lyrics as well.
You can mask it with rah 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 though.
Yeah, that's true. I just go deeper and then it just no one knows.
But see, Jacob, that's a point I was going to raise. It's easy enough for the rest of the guys to pick up their guitars or whatever like that and write a riff. How did you keep your vocals in check? How did you keep that going?
So I kind of I heard before in an interview from Alex Terrible from Slaughter to Prevail that he kind of practices to sing.
Yeah. So
literally I was just kind of more practicing my own clean singing. I'm not going to do any in the band because I don't feel comfortable doing that. But I've just been practicing more of that, and then it's been able to it's improved my vocals in a way as well.
Yeah. I'm just wondering whether your neighbours don't like you very much, whether you're practicing in the shower or you're practicing in the car and stuff.
They probably don't, but I don't really talk to my neighbours anyway, so I feel like it's all right.
You have an enormous sub in your boot, don't you? So I think you probably think it's actually more the motorways and the country roads of the UK that are angry at Jacob as he drives past and screaming his heart out.
Oh yeah, when you can drive, you can just practice whilst driving. It's brilliant.
Cool. But what about yourself? Sorry, what about yourself, Anthony? Like being a drummer as well. Like, do you have an electric drum kit in the house, or yeah, you do? No.
Yeah, so around about the start of lockdown, I decided to buy an electric drum kit so I could keep up my practicing. My neighbours haven't complained once or anything like that. So they used to complain when I had my full drum kit, but now I've got the electric one. I've got no complaints, so it's all good.
You must hit them a wee bit soft then, is that the case?
No, they're just mesh pads, so they create basically no noise, apart from like a bit of thumping on the kick drum, but other than that, basically silent.
But there's nothing like getting behind your real drum kit though, so it must have been, what is it I do again? So
well, yeah, when we went back to the rehearsal space, getting used to hitting bigger versions of my little electric drums was a bit of a weird thing to get used to, but
yeah,
got used to it in the end, so it was all good. Very cathartic to get behind real kit again.
Yeah, cool. Thanks very much for that. So again, with everything that's happened over the last 18 months, 2 years, has it made you look at the more business side to the band then, and keeping your name out there, like merch and whatever? Are you now taking on more roles for the band that you never thought you would get involved in, like marketing and things like that?
Yeah.
I did ask a closed question, didn't I?
Well, it's because I'm studying marketing in university.
Right.
So I'm taking what I've learned from university and adopting it into the band and stuff, and just taking those techniques and then using that to build the brand around the band and trying to make it more of a business sort of thing.
Yeah. So they leave it all to you then?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If we have ideas, we just kind of mention them in the band, and then Tony's just like, that wouldn't work. We're like, yes, okay, sorry.
Cool. Elliot, I'm going to ask you a question, right? So, well, maybe I might ask you the next question, but with the recording of Dead Dreams, will there be anything you do differently with the next release? Like you say that you're going to be you're recording stuff just now. Is there anything that you're using from your previous experience of recording and you're going to enhance it with this recording?
Not sure. There's a lot more Floyd in these new ones. A lot more dive bombs, squeeze, stuff like that.
Pre-production is something that we've been like neglecting a little bit in the previous times when we've been there. So like taking that time when we do get there to work with Tom, our producer, to kind of streamline the songs into kind of the truest versions of themselves, I guess.
Yeah.
There's no silly fiddly bits and tangents that I just throw in the song that then everyone decides doesn't fit in the song when we're, you know, sometimes stuff like that doesn't happen. So yeah, like focusing on the pre-production is kind of one of the things that we're looking at really.
Yeah, but you both added tech onto your guitars as well, didn't you? So like Elliot said, they've been playing with a lot more unusual noises and kind of not necessarily the techniques we would have been using before. Yeah. But they wanted to do that for quite a while. We just didn't have the instrumentation for it. Yeah.
So have they got a wee bit more geeky and bought more pedals and things like that then?
Literally through lockdown has was I think it was like for the first couple of months during lockdown, it's like, I've got a new pedal. I've got a new pedal. I've changed up my digital pedals for some analog pedals. I've got another one now. I've got a bigger one.
I've got one with lights on it.
Yeah. I've got one that can do this, that can pretty much be like my digital pedal board, but it's not a digital pedal board.
Pretty much, yeah.
Is there actually going to be any room left for you guys on the stage, or is it all going to be his pedals?
We do tend to put you on the floor now, don't you?
I have been on the floor the last 2 gigs.
Good stuff. So how are the songs constructed in the studio then? I mean, are there the main songwriters to the songs, or is Rico the remains a band where all members contribute?
So it is collaborative. Like kind of me and Elliot will kind of have an idea for like a song, like some riffs and some assorted goodness.
Backbone of the song.
Yeah, and then basic kind of structure, few riffs and stuff like that, and then we'll kind of show the others. Jordan might have an idea for like a nice chorus progression, or some like I don't know, you like piano-y bits. like need help with the synth sometimes.
Yeah.
And then like Jacob will do all the vocals once the actual kind of structure of the song's down. And like when we're writing, because we use like tab software when we're doing it, me and Elliot kind of put down a basic groove, and then Ant goes, "No, I don't like that," and completely tears it apart. So it's collaborative. And then when we get to the studio, Tom is like kind of our unofficial like sixth member, really. Like he comes, has a look at them, kind of helps us with the structures, maybe like
Tell us what we're doing wrong.
yeah.
Good.
I like it, but I don't.
Yeah. It brings that kind of outside perspective to the songs, and kind of, you know, we'll listen to it and go, is this bit really necessary, or do you think you're doing that in the best way you can? And then we probably go, if you're saying it, no, we can do better.
Yeah, even something as simple as how these two play their guitar, Tom will like pick it out.
Quite right. If it enhances the song, then why the hell not, you know? But Elliot, is Zach the type of guy that would send you a riff at 4 o'clock in the morning saying this is the best riff I've ever written?
He kind of just, he doesn't really talk in the band chat a lot anyway, so we'll just get a message with the folder where it's located, and he's just like, got a new song, check it out when you can, and then just goes back into the void.
Yeah.
So again, Jacob, like when you're in the studio and it's getting recorded, then with the producer, like, did you feel like he was pushing you and pushing you and pushing you, and you were calling him a few names under your breath and stuff like that? Was it quite a harsh experience for you?
So, like the first time I ever did it, there was never any harshness. It was just like I never was a vocalist beforehand. I did not realize how hot it got in there. Yeah. And the first day I went to do it, Jordan, I bought all my food and everything like that, and Jordan was like, "You can't have that." I was like, "What do you mean?" He was like, "That's got milk, that's got energy drinks, it'll hurt your throat." And I was like, "But I've got nothing then." And by the end of it, I had to get through the last lines of deadlines, and I had to run out of the whole building because I had to throw up.
He literally threw up Purple Rockstar.
Yeah,
that toilet was stunk.
It was so horrible.
Traumatized.
But I definitely learned from my experience, and then I just literally had like nothing that had milk in it. I had pretty much just noodles, green tea, and water, and I was in like shorts and a vest. That's all I was in.
Well, you can't say, guys, that Jacob doesn't give his all for the band when he's puking up with his songs. So, you can't have a bad word against him.
It's really funny when you also do vocals as well, and we're in the same day, and I'm just wearing shorts and a vest, and Jordan is just. Last time you wore heels, jeans, a jumper, everything, and I was just like, I feel so underdressed.
You're in stage mode.
He was very much just in stage mode.
So see when you're negotiating what stays in and what goes out of a song, do you have like a band vote type thing, or does somebody get goes in a cream puff if their part of the song doesn't get used or whatever?
So it's kind of when we're together, it's like we have a vote. You know, when we're in the studio, we can't all be there at the same time because Elliot and Jordan work together, and they can rarely get the same time off. So so there's been some times where we've had to make kind of like executive decisions, to kind of push the song forward. And then the next day, whoever wasn't there comes and we go, we go.
What have you done?
Yeah, we just kind of go, oh, we've taken this back, and then Elliot will go, but why?
Good stuff. But to be quite honest with you, I was quite disappointed in your answer there. I was kind of expecting like blood on the walls and fisticuffs in the studio. And
oh no, we'll argue our point why it should be kept in the song, but then. After we've kind of had a bit of a strop, we're fine.
Yeah, we're just very polite about it. We're just like, we just get, well, as soon as we get outvoted, it's just like, all right, then I've been outvoted.
I think
We
we
just-
trust each other, don't
Yeah,
we?
just,
More
yeah.
than anything.
I think we trust Tom more than anything.
Yeah, we trust
Yeah.
Tom a lot.
Yeah. So is it a case of somebody goes in the huff and that's fine, and I'll just create a side project then and I'll do it myself?
Oh, no.
It's not
No.
happened.
Cool. So going to
Not
talk
yet. Not yet.
yeah. So as it's been a difficult 18 months for bands for not playing any gigs then, did you think about doing a virtual gig over the course of last year to keep your name out there?
We actually did 2. So there was the Unmute Festival one we did, which was like a pre-recorded one.
Yeah.
But we also did a live stream last November for the 0161 Manchester Underground Metal Community.
Yay!
Yeah.
So we did it for them, and I think that was the first time that was the second thing we did for them, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So that was the second thing we did for them, and that went quite well. It's a bit strange doing, obviously, trying to do a live performance, but it's to a couple of cameras instead of
And James.
and James.
Yeah, James and Jim were in the room.
Yeah, instead of like a
Yeah.
room partially full of people.
Yeah. I think for the vocalist, it must be the most weird experience, like, because you'll be expected to, generally the vocalist that interacts with the crowds and establishes the rapport and stuff like that. So how did it feel just playing the end of the song, go, thank you?
Yeah, that was weird. Apart from that, apart from when we were changing between songs, it was just all right for me. I felt like, not like it was normal. I just kind of just put myself in the headspace of I need to be entertaining. That's really it.
Yeah.
Just like an energetic rehearsal, wasn't it?
Yeah. Except
Yeah.
I don't look at any of you.
So with Jacob, with you being the vocalist of the band, then do you do all the lyrics of the songs, or do you welcome contributions from the rest of the band as well?
I happily welcome contributions. Like Zach has started doing some stuff that we've just got to go over, and then it's mostly just like as soon as like I either need to sort the lyrics or just add my own little parts onto it, I sit down with Jordan and make sure he's happy with how he wants the chorus, if he wants to change the chorus, or even if he likes the melody or rhythm to it. And then as soon as he's happy, we just tab it all out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It must be quite a relief for the rest of the band, though, because lyrics is certainly something that I can't do, so it must be quite a relief for you guys. But can I just say, on the live front, I love seeing more than one vocalist. I think it just adds so much diversity to a song. So for a band that's got potentially 3 vocalists, I remember seeing Niall. I'm more into my death and black metal. But I remember seeing Niall, and it was just the 3 vocalists, and they were all growling at the same time. I was like, love that. So with the new stuff then, with the new songs then, are you using is Jordan and Zach getting used more than they previously were, I think?
So
we haven't actually done the vocals yet.
We haven't done the vocals yet, but if they're going how they are, I feel like you've taken a step back to just kind of more expand your range, like have more peacock moments, as we just call it. You just have like your choruses are there, just more powerful.
Yeah, and in the gaps, I'm just supporting your vocal more than anything and making sure the layers are there and everything like that. But I think definitely with the upcoming tracks, I think we need to use this boy quite a bit more.
I'm about to say we haven't actually had that talk with Zach yet to find out if he wants to or not.
We need that new metal sprinkle.
We do, yeah.
Well, here we have it, guys. It's a Moshville Times exclusive. Zach is going to be singing a hell of a lot more with us. That's it. So now you can't get out of it. You can't get out of it.
It's happened now. It's been said.
So did you do vocals before, Zach? Like with like previous bands or something like that, but then with this band you've changed to just guitars or something like that?
No. So I was in like a grunge band a few years ago, and I kind of did some backing vocals just in choruses.
Yeah.
But it wasn't that much really. But it's only really been in this band where it's been because when we were a 4-piece, I did a little bit in like 1 or 2 of the songs, just like doubling Jordan. And then when Jacob came in, it was them two mainly. But more recently, I've started kind of supporting, like, filling it out with like backing screams here and there, taking higher harmonies where Jordan wants to sit back and things like that. So yeah.
You happy to sing the live front then?
I don't mind doing it live. I'm obviously nervous about recording it, but if I do record it, but we'll see.
We've got
We got auto-tune.
Oh, don't tell me you take like jojoba and passion fruit gin or something like that. I thought, did you say gin there?
Gin?
No. I thought you said gin.
No, I said auto-tune.
Right, sorry. Oh well, it's just the accent. But talking of the recordings of the songs then, so where do you rehearse? Where's your rehearsal space? And how often do you get together?
So we rehearse at a place called the Smash Room, which is in Telford, run by our friend Andy. And we've been rehearsing there since we became a band, except for like the odd week here and there where we used to occasionally go to a different studio, rehearsal space.
I think we've all known Andy since we were about 13 or 14.
He's just
in my first band, like I was rehearsing at Smash Room as well.
He's like a mainstay of like kind of local Telford kind of music, which is nice. So we rehearse there, and we record at Monochrome Productions, which is like Warwickshire way, down towards Banbury. So it's in the middle of nowhere, which is nice.
Make as much noise as you want, and you can run out the studio puking up everywhere. So nobody's
that's
the dream.
Apart from the puking,
So I see you guys have been signed to the growing DC Sound Attack company. So how did that come about, and how's the relationship been so far? And what do you hope DC will bring to Recall the Remains?
So I think it was me and you that started talking to Dan first.
Yeah.
And this was like, before 2018?
It's like 2018, 2019, ish. Dan got us onto the Hard Rock Hell Metal Festival in Birmingham.
Last year.
Yeah, pretty much last year. And
2019.
We've just kept in contact like ever since then. And with Dan stepping away from Fat Angel and taking on his own project, he contacted us and we were like, yeah, let's do business.
Sure.
I think what we're hoping for is definitely like to get out there more, like doing bigger gigs, doing like just like more in general.
Yeah.
I've
known Dan for like a couple of years, so I know that he's a top-notch guy. So hopefully he'll do the right things for you and get you on that next step of the ladder. But talking about getting bigger shows and things like that, do you have plans for the rest of the year? We're obviously going to talk about a big festival that you're going to be playing next month, but do you have any? I think you just had a couple of gigs, have you not?
Yes. We played in Bolton on Saturday. Actually met John from Badgerfest there, which was nice. Where else did we play?
Birmingham
twice. So Birmingham twice. Coming up, we've got we're playing Mayor's Fest in Wolverhampton on Saturday. We're playing Derby Alt Fest. We're playing a festival that you want to talk about shortly. The day before Alt Fest, and then we've got just loads of other gigs like sprinkled around, including a few headliners here and there. So
excellent. It's the punters have been like screaming for gigs for like 18 months, 2 years now. So to have like to be able to go to shows now, I'm hoping that the crowds are healthier than what they previously would have been, because people are just being starved of gigs. So I hope the gigs that you've played recently in Birmingham and Bolton and things like that were well attended and you had a good time. It must have been great playing in front of people again.
Yeah, that first gig back at Scruffy Murphy's, like the first one after restrictions were lifted, it was insane. It was
probably our best show to date.
It was it was an all day, and like we were there the entire day, and like it was literally rammed from before the doors should have even opened. So like like, and everyone was going mad. Everyone was dancing around and headbanging and moshing and stuff, and it was mental. And
That's
like,
the big thing, is it's not just the amount of people that are also going to shows now because they can.
Yeah.
But it's the kind of the morale in the room that everybody just feels like, oh,
yeah,
yes, and everybody's up for it.
we're seeing more people moving around to
Good.
the songs instead of just kind of nodding their head in the corner. So that's positive as well.
Yeah, I think what's also happening is people are acknowledging that the UK has some brilliant bands. I mean, with what happened at Bloodstock, with all the bands from all around the world not able to play, it was just mainly a UK festival, and pretty much all the people that I've spoken to, everybody was playing to a full tent. So people are realising that there are a good number of good UK bands, and hopefully that support will stay when it comes to just like normal gigs, and it clearly sounds as if it has been. So well played to you guys. But yes, one of the reasons for this interview is that you're going to be at Badgerfest next month, which Moshville Times and Moshville Radio will be down there as well. So don't think this will be the last time that I'll be interviewing you. Although I have interviewed all the bands apart from the headliners on the bill. So I've done my work. I'll be at the bar. That's actually where our interview is, next to the bar. So if you come to me in the afternoon, it'll be fine. Don't come to me at night. So you're going to be playing Badgerfest then. So I take it you must be looking forward to playing in the Bread Shed in Manchester.
Yeah, massively. It's kind of bittersweet because it's to replace our friends in Illyrian who had to drop out, but it's a brilliant opportunity for us to kind of play a sold out festival.
Yeah,
and we've wanted to play Badgerfest for ages now. So
yeah,
to be on that bill, it's pretty nice.
So what day is it you're on?
We're on the Saturday. We're actually opening
Cool.
on the Saturday. So yeah, anyone listening or watching, come down early.
See, that's the thing. Everybody will be. I mean, the first band, a Bloodstock, for example, the place was rammed. So I'm sure everybody will be there, especially since it's a Saturday as well. But you've seen the bill. You've seen like the 35 bands that are playing there. Are there any bands you personally are looking forward to seeing? So I may as well just go round the band then. Is there anybody that you're looking forward to seeing yourselves?
Ascaris.
Yeah.
Red Method.
Crystalia. I can't even say
Yeah.
the name properly.
I'm not going to attempt it, so I'll take your word for it.
They told me how to say it once, but that was it, and I've forgotten now.
It's Crystal.
What about yourself, Jordan? Is there anybody that you're looking forward to seeing? And
I think I'm
you're not getting out.
Say again, sorry.
And Elliot, he's not getting out of it.
I think I'm just looking forward to the whole day, the entire thing, and just being in the middle of that vibe and all those people. No one particular band above the rest. The whole thing. I'm looking forward to.
I mean,
Really.
Yeah.
There's a good Scottish contingent as well. We've got Ramage Inc. coming down. We've got King Witch, God Eater. Isn't that a brilliant name for a band? I love the name of that.
That's a good name. That's a really good name.
God Eater, we've got Iron Altar as well. So there's a good Scottish showing there. So hopefully you'll like them too. Are you staying for the weekend, or is it just the day that you're playing?
It'll just be the day that we're playing, unfortunately, because we've got Derby Alt Fest on the Sunday.
Right, okay.
So yeah, we'll stay for Saturday. Obviously, see all the bands, have a good time.
Yeah.
And we'll have to go home at the end
Duty
of it.
calls.
Yeah.
I bet, like, we still might try and stay in Derby the night before so we can have a drink.
That's just disgusting behaviour. Absolutely disgusting. No other band would have done that.
In Manchester.
Yeah. So as we know, Badgerfest has built up quite a reputation. I think this is the 5th year, but it's the 4th festival for obvious reasons. But I think it's just got bigger and bigger every year. So how did you get to, obviously you just spoke about how you got onto Badgerfest, but did you initially apply to it, or John contacted you before to come on, or?
I think we might have probably like tagged ourselves on those posts, you know, that you sometimes see where it's like, who wants to play this festival?
Yeah.
But this time it was more a case of, he put up a post again, just like tag some bands that you'd want to see, and I tagged us, Obviously.
No one else tagged us. I tagged us.
But then, like, he was kind of judging the reaction from that post, and he, John said to me, just like about 150 bands were recommended for it. So we put that to the 0161 like group leaders.
Yeah.
And I think he said someone from Prognosis as well. And they all suggested us. So, you know, we've got like James, Jane, Drew, and whoever it was from Prognosis to thank, I think.
Aye. Cool.
Convincing John to put us on it.
Yeah, I mean, I've interviewed John, and he's absolutely brilliant guy, and I've interviewed, in fact, I've interviewed James and Jane. I've also interviewed Drew. So Manchester does have a good, healthy scene, and it seems to be a friendly scene. So,
It's very friendly.
yeah, so I'm looking forward to coming down and bring some Scottishness to it. I've just got a couple of questions left. So before the internet then, magazines and fanzines were the places to find out about new bands and trends, but now publications have been replaced with thousands of websites catering for all genres. So do you guys think that some of the passion's been lost, or do you think that the internet's been a good thing for music and a good thing for Recall the Remains?
It's been good for us, because that's the main way we've been kind of marketing, promoting ourselves.
Yeah.
And like, you know, getting to know different promoters and things like that. There's been pretty much solely through Facebook.
Yeah.
But I think like it's bad in a way because it's like it's how saturated music is now. Like there are so many bands that just sound the same. And like so it's hard to kind of differentiate yourself and make yourself unique and stand out.
Yeah.
So I think it's kind of bad in that respect, in the respect that anyone could literally just go make a song and just put it out there.
Yeah.
And you know, it means that it's harder for you to get other people's attention. But you know, at the same time, it's good because people are being creative. It's weird. I don't know.
It's nice to have
bad from
one place to go to, though.
Bad from a
Yeah,
business
everybody
perspective
is.
because there's more competition, but good for creativity.
But I'd say I like it because just like you just always can find just new music.
Yeah.
And it just never ends. Like there's pretty much like music for anything, and it has its own name.
Yeah, like I ended up making friends with the guitarist of a band called Abadonia, some American deathcore band, and I don't really listen to deathcore.
Yeah.
But it's all because I heard one of their songs, did a little guitar cover and tagged him, and then he messaged me. So, you know, this underground deathcore band I'm now friends with because, yeah, I heard their song on like a viral video.
Yeah. I'd imagine though it must be
nice.
Sorry, carry on.
Yeah, so I was just saying it's nice like that things like that can happen.
Yeah. I'd imagine though, like once you've released your EP, you found like you've got fans in like Australia and Asia and I don't know, America and Africa or something like that. It must be like far reaching and stuff like that. It must be amazing.
There's a few people.
Italy was a big one for a good while.
we got put in a random Italian playlist at one point, and like suddenly our Spotify listens went through the roof for a month or so. But yeah, it's strange. And when we released the video for The Night Will Bleed, I boosted it on Facebook to try and push it to as many people as possible. And it got like over 100k views, but it was all in like the Philippines and South America, and had quite a few people saying this is not the God's music.
Did you forget to change the audience settings?
I think I was too like I don't know. I was just too broad. I was like people who like metal in every country ever.
Yeah. Okay, it's getting more complicated. Facebook, you know, with the algorithms and things like that. But as I said earlier on, I'm a wee bit older than you guys. I've got my cassettes and a couple of bits of vinyl in there, and demos as well. There was nothing better than sending £1 or £2 notes to a band, and then a few days later you would get a demo through the door, and you would get a letter from the band, you know, and you would listen to it, and you're like, I don't know if I like this, but because you've invested in it, you would listen to it again and again and then make up your mind. But as you guys say, you can now go into places like Spotify, listen to a song, 10 seconds, oh no, that's crap, next band, and you just instantly dismiss a band because you've really got like a short attention span. I mean, I grew up when CDs should be burned, you know, but now I just crave CDs. You've got to have the physical product, I think, you know.
Yeah, I agree.
But
Spotify, Apple Music, all that have like recommended playlists, where the idea is, you put them on every week and you're supposed to discover new music.
Yeah.
But, being honestly, there could be 30 songs in there, but you won't realize you've listened to 20 of them.
Yeah.
Like, because you're just not paying attention, and, like you said, because you haven't really invested in the actual music.
Yeah.
You're not paying that much attention to it.
Yeah.
So like, if a song doesn't like blow your mind, you're probably not going to listen to it again.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which is a shame, but it's just how the world is now.
I still buy albums.
Yeah.
I still use Spotify, but I just add like I'll add like 3 to 5 songs off their top songs, listen to them, and I'll just be like, yay or nay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, I'll try and give them a good enough chance, but if there's nothing good, then I'm just like, no.
I mean, I do the radio as well. I've got a radio show on Thursday night, which reminds me, send me an MP3 and I'll get it played. Because Moshville Times, me and Mark and a number of other DJs, we created Moshville Radio, so we're now doing that. So yeah, just give us an MP3 and we'll certainly get it out there for you. I was going somewhere with this and I've completely forgot where it's going, but I can't remember. So anyway, so yeah, I think we've kind of summed it all up. But what's next for Recall the Remains? You've got your few gigs lined up, and you're going to be busy recording. Is that pretty much it? Have you got any new merch coming out, or is it too early for all of that?
We've literally just got a lot of stuff planned out at the moment, where like it's like some cases are closer than others. But like, everyone should just pay attention to our social medias and keep an eye on there for updates.
Yeah. And if that's Anthony's fault.
No, they won't. They have to wait for the post.
At some point,
I might believe
I think the intention is just to keep doing full-blown releases the way we have been, and just keep trying to top the last one each time. Yeah,
hopefully be able to afford an album at some point.
Yeah, maybe we might get to an album. I don't know.
No, keep people wanting more.
So you must be quite excited to get the new songs recorded. It means that you can drop 1 or 2 of the older songs that you feel don't do it live as much. So yeah, like I say, really looking forward to hearing it. We'll get it played on the radio. We'll certainly review it at Moshville Times as well, so you know exactly where to send it to. But this is probably where I would normally have to set like another 40-minute Zoom video, because you guys are going to talk about the instruments that you're going to be using for the recording then. So we may as well start from left to right then. So Zach, what are you using?
So I'm using all Schecters. To be honest, we're all using all Schecters, but I'll let them talk about their instruments in a bit. I like Explorers, like shaped guitars, so like nice and pointy.
Are you a 6 or a 7 string?
6, but I know Elliot wants us to get 7 strings at some point. So one day I will get a 7 string.
Don't take the red pill.
Just Elliot wants you to get a 7 string.
But yeah, so yeah, Schecter kind of Explorers. I've got a few different ones.
Yeah.
Just for different pickups, and with one's got a Floyd Rose for dive bombs and squealy boys. But yeah, that's it for the guitars. Pedals, just an array of different things. I've got a nice chorus from Walrus Audio, which I should use more, to be honest. A nice overdrive from Tate Effects, who are a UK pedal builder. Cool. Your standard kind of Boss like noise gates and stuff on there as well. I'm using a Laney reverb and a Line 6 delay, which are quite nice together.
Yeah.
And then my amp's a Laney Ironheart, so nice and British.
Nice and British.
Have you ever thought of? I mean, I like my Swedish death metal, for example. What about the HM2?
I've thought about it, but I don't know how it'll fit my sound.
Nah, that's my favorite. Yeah, my favorite sound of a guitar. Just love it, absolutely love it. So, who shall we go to next? We'll go to Jordan. What about your bass then?
Well, I don't tend to change bass very often. I don't know. Maybe it's just because I'm a bass player, but I seem to form kind of like a symbiotic relationship with my bass, where I feel like I depend on it and it depends on me, kind of thing. So I find it hard to let go of them. My last bass, I actually played it for probably about 12 years, and it was falling apart. It's got a memorial now in my house, but so it's a Schecter again. It's a Stealth 5, so just nice, simple, clean cut black.
4 or 5 string?
Normally run it. Pardon?
4 or 5 string?
5.
Now, wait a minute. Do you use the 5th string, or are you just showing off?
He went overcomplicated.
I use the 5th string. It's a weird. So these guys play in drop B on 6 strings. So I used to play a 4 string also in drop B, but then we added the 5th string, and now I play natural tuning. So basically, all the riffs that these guys play, they can't teach me because they're wrong. Because I'm in a different tuning. So yeah, we made it deliberately incredibly difficult for ourselves. But yeah, on the record, you'll hear it run through a dark glass. There's also a bit of an Ashdown distortion in there as well, a tube distortion, just to give it a bit of bite.
Cool.
And that's about it, really. But I don't like to overcomplicate it too much. I like the instrument to speak for itself.
Cool. Thanks a lot, Jordan. What about yourself, Elliot? You're not hiding anymore. Tell me about your guitar. I bet you.
So I use Schecter as well. Hashtag sponsor us, please. Yeah, at the moment it's a Schecter Reaper. It's yeah, pretty nice. Blood Rose. It's got a Sustainiac pickup in it. It's
nice.
Just, it pulls out like the harmonies, like the harmonics.
Do you have more pedals than Zach?
Oh,
It's about the same, I think.
probably about the same. Well, I'd say you've got more, but actually, like on the pedal board, it's probably about the same.
Yeah.
Because you like to change yours up quite a lot, don't you?
Yeah.
So what do
Yours
you
is
use?
more consistent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've had my same pedal set for ages now, haven't I?
Yeah.
You're just not a creature of change, though.
No. There's nothing too interesting on there. It's just like basic stuff. Apart from I've got a Boss Terror Echo.
Cool.
Kind of like a nice delay.
It's a proper shoegaze
Reverb. Yeah. It's a bit of everything in one pedal. It's really nice.
So are you want to go to the 7 string then?
Yeah.
Didn't even let you finish the sentence.
Next guitar. Schecter, obviously.
Excellent. Thank you very much for that, Elliot. What about yourself then, Anthony? What is your drum setup? What do you use?
So in the studio, Tom's got a really nice 7-piece drum kit that I used to record on.
Is it Pearl or Tam?
It's a Tama, like studio series.
Cool.
For myself, I've got a Mapex Mars Fusion series. It's like a 6 or 7-piece that I use to gig with when we need to provide drums. And my electric drum kit is an Elise's Crimson 2 special edition.
Yeah,
it's pretty good for home recording, sending these guys demos when I need
Demos
to.
and ideas.
I don't like your drum beats, so I'm changing it, sort of thing.
So it was quite cool for you then to get an electric drum kit, because I'd imagine that pretty much all the songs could be written, and then usually the drums are one of the first things to get done, but then it would have been completely different if all the songs were pretty much written and you can focus on the music and play along the drums. I did have a good question there in my head, but it didn't come out that way. But anyway, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. But what about the snare sound for this album? Is it like or EP? Is it going to be completely different to the debut EP? Is it going to be quite tricky to get the snare sound that you're looking for?
Tom's really good at like fine tuning the snare, finding
ironic. Yeah, realised. The Tom is good at tuning set.
Yeah, finding like what works in certain sections of the song. Does he use a sample over it?
He puts one like just underneath it a little bit to give it a little bit more body, but it doesn't replace any of the drums.
Yeah, it's all natural drums. I don't think there's much kick replacement or anything like that. It's all like
it's all just it's all recorded and then just supplemented with a sample just underneath it,
just to thicken it, sort of thing.
Cool. Are you going to have a wee couple of blast beats in the songs?
So during lockdown, I have been learning how to like blast. It's just finding the songs and the sections to use them in.
Yeah.
Like where they're appropriate. Elliot.
It works.
That sounds as if you're quite willing to put a couple of blast beats in there. So they're looking forward.
Oh, yeah. I've been throwing in a few live here and there. These guys keep looking at me weird whenever I do, because my drums are basically free reign until I take them to the studio when they're recorded properly.
Yeah.
So when I play them live, I can change them as much as I want. It's just
As
when
long as
they're
it don't
recorded.
go like jazz and.
Well, yeah, as long as I don't mess up the song.
I'd say like the newest one where you go like proper just insane on your kick drums is the newest one.
Oh,
just before the breakdown hits, it's just insane.
Is that faff?
Yeah, that's faff.
That's what I like to hear. That's exactly what I like to hear. But Jacob, with you being the vocalist, then have you went through a number of microphones until you find one that you're happy with and use and rehearse and record with, or are you just like, give me a microphone, I'll sing into it?
I'm pretty much the second option. But when I did during lockdown, I actually got my own microphone. I got the Shure SM7B.
Okay.
And when we did the live session for Unmute Festival, it was such a clear sound, and hearing the recording back afterwards, like there wasn't much that needed really to be done with it, was there?
No, I barely had to mix it.
You barely-
It was just nice.
It's like, yeah, it's such a brilliant recording microphone. Sorry, I can't get my words out.
I know that feeling.
What I use live is like my Sennheiser. I have a Sennheiser wireless that I've had since I pretty much joined this band, and it has not failed me once.
You dropped it a few times.
You failed it.
Like I failed it. Hard Rock Hell was the worst one. It literally just through the sweat just built up, and then just came into the song where I'm supposed to have lyrics, and then just slipped my hand, and I just was like, I'll go and get it.
Oh, that's what makes a gig a laugh. You know, you've got to laugh at yourself. If you can't laugh at yourself, who can you laugh at?
Things like that.
Yeah, we've got so many songs.
Well, listen, guys, it's been an absolute pleasure talking to you. I'm definitely going to catch you at Badgerfest, and like I say, we're going to be interviewing as well. So if you see us, we're situated in the pub next to the bread shed. I think it's joined on or something. So that's exactly where we're going to be. So more than welcome to come up and talk to us, and we'll certainly do another interview again. But yeah, please do send us an MP3. We'll put it on airwaves. We'll promote the new EP as well, in Moshville Times as well. So before we go, guys, where will we find Recall the Remains on social media then?
Mr. Marketing.
Okay, you can find Recall the Remains, facebook.com/Recall the Remains, Instagram @Recall the Remains, on Twitter @RTREmains. But if you go to any of our social sites, you'll see a link tree icon. Just click that. That takes you to everything that we do, our website, Spotify, Amazon Music, everything.
Yeah.
What did I say? Amazon?
Amazon.
I meant Apple Music.
We will be on Amazon soon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, listen, guys, as I said, it's been an absolute pleasure talking to you. So I wish you all the best, and hope things are going to be good for Recall the Remains. Certainly keep an eye open for you. All right.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, guys.